Hi friends, I'm Katie Pinson, Advanced Team Leader with Usborne Books and More, but you can call me Katie the Book Lady. Today I want to talk about struggling readers or reluctant readers. I have some of those in my house, and sometimes it can be difficult to find books that they would enjoy to read or they would even just pick up and read. So I'm going to share with you 5 different books or book types that might help you with your reluctant readers. The first is I always kind of tend to go to nonfiction. That just seems to get some kids really interested. So I have to talk about our encyclopedias. They're fantastic. They have QR codes, which can take them to further learning on the internet, safe websites, but I always suggest parents look at that as well. But this is Usborne's classic 2-page spread. So you can see there's lots to look at. There are illustrations, there are real pictures, gorgeous, but it's only 2 pages worth. So you can tell your child, hey, let's go learn about sharks. So find sharks in the encyclopedia, read these 2 pages. They've learned a ton of information, but in bite-sized pieces, so it's not super overwhelming. I find with my reluctant readers, it's really that they get overwhelmed with the words. So this is a great option. This is our children's encyclopedia, but we have lots of others to choose from. So if this is out of stock, make sure you check out our other ones like geography and history, but they are all set up the exact same way. Now, if this may be still a little bit too old for your child, we have the My First Encyclopedia, which is fantastic. So this even has less words, more pictures, again, the 2-page spread, a lot of illustrations. You know, you can kind of tell that it's geared towards younger kids, but still so fun. They're learning so much, and it's not as overwhelming as bigger books. Along the same lines, and I kind of think of this as an encyclopedia as well, so that's why it's in our encyclopedia group. This is the World of Animals book. My reluctant reader absolutely loves this book. He loves animals. Look at these pictures. Again, 2-page spread, bite-sized pieces of information, but all about animals. I also love that this throws in geography and shows you where you can find these animals on the earth. Great option. This is my son's favorite one, actually, the Sonoran Desert. Okay, so encyclopedias. That's the first one. Next, we have the Usborne Beginners Animal Set. We also have this in history, and we have this in science. This is also a great option. It comes with these hardback books that are fantastic. So it's set up a lot like the encyclopedias again, but it's a small book, so they can actually read this entire book. There's not a lot of words. You can see it's even less overwhelming than the other ones, I think. But I love keeping this on hand because my reluctant readers really do come back to this box set. So this is a great, great resource for that. Next, you can't go wrong with interactive books. Now, what am I talking about, interactive books? So Lift the Flap books. I love this my very first question and answer series. I mean, what is poop? If you've got a boy in your house, he probably wants to read this book. So you can see that it has our wonderful Lift the Flaps, super high quality, and they learn a lot about poop in this book. So if your child's interested in that, if they're not, there are other topics in this series that are great. There's also our musical books. So interactive, musical, yes. And I love how these have the comment bubbles. That's great for struggling readers. And then they get to hear a song. There's also an off button. And look at the adorable illustrations. We also have bigger flat books. There's tons out there. So just find the one with something that your child is interested in, and I bet they'll like reading a Lift the Flap book. They're so much fun. So definitely check out our encyclopedias, our animals box set, our interactive books, and now our graphic novels. These are, again, great because I love that they have speech bubbles. There's all kinds of different fictional stories, classics. The graphics are great. But see, again, there's all of these speech bubbles, which makes it a lot of fun to read. Also, this is not listed as a graphic novel, but in Billy and the Mini Monsters, this is great for beginner readers and struggling readers. It's got a little bit of everything. It has text, it's got the bubbles, and at the end of every chapter, there's a little graphic novel which shows what these mini monsters are up to. So that's at the end of every chapter. So definitely check out that series if your child might be interested. Last but not least, we have our storybooks. This is the developing readers pack, but there's also a beginner pack and there's a confident reader pack. These are great because they also have audio with them. Now, there is quite a bit to read in here. They're great graphics and illustrations again. I think with reluctant readers and developing readers and struggling readers, graphics are pretty key. So there's still a lot of that. There's also activities in the back, which I love for reading comprehension. But again, there's that QR code that you scan and they can listen to it. So they could read it themselves if they get tired. Scan that QR code and listen to it. It's a great resource. I hope you've enjoyed these. Let me know if you have any other resources. Happy reading!